In this video, I'm going to review Nerve Renew, which is my #1 recommended supplement for neuropathy and nerve pain. I've looked into lots of similar supplements and Nerve Renew has by far the best ingredients and effect. So let me show you all the reasons why I strongly recommend this supplement for nerve pain. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly from MySupplementAdvice.com. I'm a pharmacist, and on this channel I'm doing supplement reviews and health tutorials, so don't forget to subscribe for more. And you can also find this full review on my website, MySupplementAdvice.com. Just follow the link I left you in the description. Back to Nerve Renew, here are the aspects I'm going to be covering in this video. And this being said, let me start by giving you a short summary on this product and why exactly I recommend it so much. As I already said, I consider this supplement as being the best product for neuropathy, nerve pain, and everything this involves. Why exactly? Well, I have 4 major reasons why I recommend it. First of all, and most importantly, it has the very best formula from the market. It's based on superior versions of the classic ingredients from other nerve pain supplements. In other words, the ingredients from Nerve Renew have a more sophisticated form compared to those from other nerve pain supplements. That's because they have a much better absorption, so the effect is much stronger and faster. Secondly, 2 essential ingredients from Nerve Renew have much higher doses compared to similar nerve pain products. So this is definitely going to be visible in terms of effect intensity. Thirdly, compared to classic drugs and medication, Nerve Renew does not cause any secondary reactions. It has almost no complaints on side effects, which tells a lot if you ask me. And lastly, it has a full 1-year guarantee, which means that it's one of the few products that is going to refund you without any questions. Basically, you can ask for a refund for as long as a year after your last order, but obviously you will only be refunded for your last order, not for the others as well. Still, Nerve Renew is not a very cheap product at all, but many other nerve pain supplements cost about the same. And considering the value of its ingredients, it should actually cost a lot more, unlike those other products, because this is what it's actually worth it. So if you afford buying Nerve Renew for a few months at least, I totally recommend it. It is the best nerve pain supplement in terms of effect. It has lots of satisfied users behind, and you can find many positive reviews praising it online. So it's simply the product that I strongly recommend you to go for at this point. If you want the best supplement out there, Nerve Renew is definitely the product that you should pick. Nerve Renew promises to be a nerve pain breakthrough. It has a 3 times greater bioavailability, superior forms of ingredients, and its compounds have several clinical trials behind. Now, to tell you honestly, I personally believe it is indeed a breakthrough product considering all of its features. As I already mentioned before, it is superior to most products from this kind, so from this point of view, it actually does what it claims. Getting to its producer, Nerve Renew is actually made by a brand called Life Renew. I personally have never heard about this brand before, but apparently it only produces one product. This is Nerve Renew, and it is focused on finding the best remedies against neuropathy. Now, there are some clear contact details given out on its official website. The company is based in Idaho, and there is a full address listed out there. So, considering that you can get in touch with them quite easily, I would have to say that it's quite a trustworthy brand. Ingredients are definitely the biggest advantage of Nerve Renew because it has the best type of formula among all neuropathy supplements I looked into. As I already said, it contains superior forms of classic ingredients, very high-quality compounds, and consequently, it has a faster absorption than most of its competitors. So let's take a quick look at its formula. The point is that Nerve Renew contains 4 essential ingredients for neuropathy, while most of the other similar products contain only 1 or 2. That's what makes it the best supplement I know. Now let's analyze each of its 5 main ingredients. First of all, there's benfotiamine, and it is one of the substances that makes the difference in Nerve Renew. That's because it's a key ingredient in terms of effect. It's an improved version of vitamin B1, which is essential for nerve pain, but it has a 3 times better bioavailability or absorption. It's also less toxic than the regular version of vitamin B1. Now, vitamin B1 or thiamine is extremely helpful against nerve pain, but the problem is that it is eliminated extremely fast because of its really poor absorption. On the other hand, Nerve Renew is based on benfotiamine, which is an improved version of thiamine, so of vitamin B1. It has a much better absorption and consequently a much stronger effect. So this is actually the point behind the importance of this compound. The next ingredient is R-alpha lipoic acid, which is an antioxidant and it has some amazing properties when it comes to nerve pain. It reduces pain and stinging, and it also fights free radicals and oxidative stress. You should know that oxidative stress is the #1 cause behind nerve damage, which leads to consequent pain, so antioxidants are essential when it comes to this. Since R-alpha lipoic acid is a very strong antioxidant, it's exactly what a nerve pain sufferer needs. And there's one more thing. Most supplements from the market contain the S version, which is much cheaper, but it's also much weaker in terms of effect. So the R-alpha version from Nerve Renew is a lot more superior, and so should be its effect. Up next, there's the proprietary blend, which is a mix between several herbal-based ingredients like feverfew, straw, passion flower, and skullcap root. And their main benefit is that they reduce inflammation and decrease consequent pain. The next essential ingredient in Nerve Renew is vitamin B12, which is so important because it's one of the few substances that promotes nerve regeneration and decreases pain and stinging. That's why you'll find vitamin B12 in so many prescriptions for neuropathy. Now, once again, Nerve Renew contains a superior version of this ingredient. I'm talking about methylcobalamin, while most supplements from the market contain plain cyancobalamin. Compared to cyancobalamin, the methyl version has a superior absorption and a much stronger effect. These facts are actually proven in clinical trials, so feel free to check those out and see that it's not just me making these things up. And lastly, Nerve Renew also contains some additional vitamins. Now, their effect is not as strong as the previous because they don't have a major benefit when it comes to neuropathy, but even so, these effects add up. There's vitamin D, riboflavin or vitamin B2, and vitamin B6. And overall, Nerve Renew has an excellent formula, the very best one I have found in a neuropathy supplement, and this is the main reason why this supplement is my #1 recommendation. The biggest advantage of Nerve Renew's pills is their design. That's because they're formulated as gelatin capsules, which are very easy to swallow and they have no taste. On the other hand, most neuropathy supplements are formulated as thick tablets, which are pretty hard to swallow and they're quite uncomfortable. In terms of dosage, Nerve Renew requires 2 pills per day, so this is the serving size, and if you ask me, that's quite easy to take since most similar products require at least 3 pills every day. The best way to see if a supplement works is by looking at its customer feedback, and that's exactly what I did with Nerve Renew. I checked out its Amazon reviews because those are known to be real and made by authentic users. Now, Nerve Renew has an average rating of 3.8 stars out of 5 on Amazon, which isn't an amazing number to tell you honestly considering its quality. But you will see that most of its negative reviews aren't actually related to its effect. Anyway, many users gave it 5 stars out of 5, and some praise its effect for relieving nerve pain. Others say it works really fast, and a couple even claim they notice an improvement in as fast as 1 or 2 weeks. I even found some people saying it's the best nerve pain product from the market and that it works better than similar supplements. Basically, most positive reviews gave it the maximum grade, which means that many of its customers were really satisfied about it. And considering that it has lots of repeated customers, it's obviously that it really works. On the negative side, Nerve Renew has a couple of complaints as well, but as I already told you, most of them are not necessarily related to the supplement's effect. Instead, there are many complaints about the high price, auto shipping, and spammy emails from the company. Now, if you ask me, these aren't some major concerns because you can solve them pretty easily by buying the products manually or by unsubscribing to their email list. But overall, Nerve Renew has lots of satisfied users and repeated customers, so its customer feedback is really good in general. It's not going to work for every single user, that's for sure, but its success rate is pretty high overall. One of the best things about Nerve Renew is that it doesn't cause any major side effect. I couldn't find absolutely any complaint at this chapter. In fact, I even saw some people claiming that it is really safe from this point of view. That's why it's a really good alternative to classic medication, which is known to cause stomach pain and digestive issues really often. As for Nerve Renew, it doesn't cause any secondary reaction on a regular basis, so you shouldn't worry too much at this chapter. In terms of price, Nerve Renew doesn't look amazing, at least at first sight. It is indeed expensive, but the point is that it is worth a lot more than it actually costs, and let me explain. Basically, the supplement's price depends on two factors: the quantity you buy and whether you sign up for auto shipping or not. So there are three pricing options available. One monthly supply costs $69 and about $7 shipping. The 3-month supply costs $147 and shipping, and this is about $49 per bottle. And the last option is a 2-week trial bottle, which is free and you only have to pay for the shipping. So you basically get the chance to try the product almost for free, see how it goes, and make your decision afterwards. Now, normally I would recommend you to go for the 2-week trial bottle, but there's one thing I want to mention here. 15 days after your initial free order, you will be shipped and billed a new supply, but this time it will be a full monthly supply. In other words, you have to agree that they will send you a bottle every month after the 2 weeks trial finishes. Also, the price is going to be $49 per bottle this time, so it's the same as if you bought the 3-month supply directly. Now, Nerve Renew promises you can cancel that subscription anytime you want, and I'm pretty sure this is true. However, there are some brands using the exact same strategy, and canceling your subscription can be really hard in those cases. I made a review of a supplement called Heal and Soothe in the past, and this is a really good example of a company that uses this strategy in an unfair manner. Anyway, I doubt this is the case of Nerve Renew as well, but I personally do not advise people to sign up for auto shipping in any product. I would recommend ordering the products manually and going for the 3-monthly supply, because in this case the price is the best. It costs about $49 per bottle, which is exactly the same as it costs with the subscription. So this is the strategy I would use if I wanted to buy Nerve Renew. I feel like it is by far the safest. Getting back to Nerve Renew's price, I want to explain you why it's not as high as it seems. If you look on Amazon, you will find plenty of nerve pain products under $40. But their formula is much weaker compared to Nerve Renew. Actually, there's no room for comparison. And also, take a look at the following picture. If you bought the ingredients from Nerve Renew separately, the final price would be more than double. That's because the ingredients are superior versions of the ingredients inside other products, so they're obviously much pricier. Also, if you bought these ingredients separately, you would have to take about 6 different pills, while in this case, you're only taking 1. So even though Nerve Renew does seem expensive, it's actually worth a lot more than that. That's why if you afford buying this supplement for at least 2 or 3 months, I totally recommend it. I have not found such a strong formula anywhere on the market. And the last thing I want to mention is that you can find Nerve Renew both on its official website and on Amazon. I know Amazon is the more comfortable option for many of you, but the price is much higher there. There are no discounts, and there's no way to get this supplement for $49 as it is on its official website. And also, the product is quite out of stock on Amazon very often, so you won't be sure to find it the next month. As for the official website, they also have a 1-year money-back guarantee, which means that you can ask for a refund for up to a year after your last order. Obviously, this money-back guarantee does not exist on Amazon, so Nerve Renew's official website has way more advantages compared to Amazon, and this is why I strongly recommend you to buy it from its official website. Here's how I would sum up my opinion on Nerve Renew in 3 ideas. First of all, it has the best ingredients from the market and their actual value is much higher than the supplement's real price. So I don't know any product with such a high quality composition. Secondly, it has a really high number of satisfied users and repeated customers behind, so in my opinion, this pretty much speaks for itself. It does have some complaints as well, that's true, but most of them are not related to its effect. And lastly, it offers a full year refund for your last order. So you can ask your money back as late as 1 year after you place your last order. Just keep in mind that they will only refund you for your last order in case you placed several orders throughout that year. So is Nerve Renew worth the money or not? Well, my honest opinion is that it is totally worth the money. I know it's a bit expensive, but it has by far the best ingredients from the market and its actual value is much higher than what it really costs. So I definitely recommend it, I just don't know any similar product of this value. You know, I always prefer to pay the least for a supplement, but in this case there's no product that can compare to Nerve Renew, not even close. Its formula is better than any other supplement. It has lots of satisfied users behind. It works for pretty much all sorts of nerve pain and it doesn't cause any serious side effect unlike classic medication. So it's the best choice for neuropathy and nerve pain among all supplements I came across. That's why if you want the best product of this type, Nerve Renew is definitely my #1 recommendation. I will leave you a direct link to it in the description, so check it out if you want to get the lowest price for this supplement. Now I would like to hear your opinion on Nerve Renew, so if you tried it, let me know how it worked, whether it is a positive or a negative experience. And if you have not tried it, would you be willing to do it? I'm waiting for your answers in the comments below. Thank you for watching my Nerve Renew review. I really hoped it helped you get an idea about this supplement, and if you decided to buy it, I'm really sure it's going to help you. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time in my next video. Take care.